Hey everybody, you are listening to Dylan Atkins We Can Save America, and I am Dylan Atkins. First off, let me talk about Jim Moran. Jim Moran is a United States congressman, former investment broker, who in recent history here has decided he wants a pay raise and thinks that everybody in Congress deserves a pay raise. What? Why? First off, do you really need it, or do you just want it? Because first of all, $174,000 salary for being a United States congressman sounds really good to me. But even if it's not quite enough, I would think being an investment broker in the past would probably be enough to float you. I'm just speculating here. If you were any good at your job, which maybe you wouldn't. If you are a Democrat, so chances are you may, probably wasn't very good with your money. But he wants a pay raise. He hadn't said how much. He just said that he thinks that congressmen aren't paid too much, and he also said that the American people should know that they are not paid high enough. Congressmen, that is. So here's my disconnect, I guess, with this situation. He's 68. His kids are grown. What is he doing with his money? He's not paying for college. He's not paying for his kids' gas or his kids' cars or their insurance. At least he shouldn't be. He may be, but he shouldn't be. So what is he doing with his money that he cannot make $174,000 work in Washington, D.C.? And beyond that, with the money that he made being an investment broker, if he saved any of that at all, how is that, like for retirement, how is that not getting him through with the $174,000? Let's just round it up to 180. I know it's not 175,000, but it's a lot easier to say 180. So we're just going to say 180 from now on. So having $180,000 a year income, how is that not enough? Now, here's my second question. I would venture to say that Mr. Moran from Arlington, Virginia, has not been so forthcoming with what he has done in Congress. By that I mean monetarily. And by that I mean I feel quite sure that he probably has taken a little incentive to get certain things passed. I'm sorry, I'm wanting to go into politics. So I studied this stuff. And when you are going at politics, going at running for public office, when you're going at it in a way that you want to help, money is not the issue. Money is not in the forefront of your mind. Money doesn't matter. Helping people matters. Helping the people that you got into office to help matters. Helping create jobs, helping the economy recover, that matters. If you're worried about pay, chances are you're not too worried about the people that you're representing. Seeing as Trey Gowdy brought up in an interview that I saw, men and women in Congress and in the Senate are making a lot better than most of the people that they claim to represent. So now you're going to ask those people who you're already making more than to give you more money. People who are already struggling because they can't make enough. People who actually maybe need a raise. You're going to ask them to give up more of their money, tax dollars, to pay you more money, because even though you are a former investment broker, even though you are a United States congressman that makes right at $180,000 a year, you somehow don't make enough. That just irritates me a little bit. Here's what I think could solve this problem. Term limits. We, as the people of the United States, have a right and a responsibility to take Mr. Moran here and free him back into the world from where he came, so he can be an investment broker again, so he can make more money and make ends meet. So, why not give term limits? Therefore, to take the hit in pay to go down to $174,000, only make them withstand that for so long, so that then we can free them back into the world so they can regain the amount of money that they used to make. I think that would be a very, very good way to solve this problem. Or just pay them less for a while and let them see what that feels like, and then give them the money that they used to make and let them be happy with that. I think that's a good issue too. Now, no segue here. I'm just going to jump right into it. I have seen on Facebook and Twitter and Fox and The Blaze a lot of troubling, sickening instances with veterans. No, I'm not talking about Fort Hood, which we'll get to that. What I'm talking about is how the men and women of the armed forces of this country are treated. Why are they treated so poorly? First off. Second off, that by the government. Second, what I've seen are regular people just walking down the street, jumping these people, these veterans, the people who fought for the very freedoms that the people who beat them up enjoy. Why can't they be grateful? Why do they have to go do that kind of stuff? Because they think they deserve more, is what I think. Probably some hypocritical moron that thinks that violence isn't the answer, so is going to beat up a veteran to prove it. Little does that person know that, he just used violence to prove that violence isn't the answer. Therefore, he just nullified the entire argument that he did have. So, I really don't have an answer to how to fix this. I just wanted to bring it up because it really troubles me. My granddad was in the Air Force. My dad is heavily involved with the military at his job as a government contractor, and it's sad to me to see people not grateful for what our veterans do for them. It really is. It troubles me that they will bow down, basically, to someone who is a sports athlete. Whether that's a NASCAR driver or a football player or a motorcycle racer or a baseball player or a soccer player or a bicycle rider. They will bow down to these people almost. In some cases, they actually do. But yet, when it comes to the veterans, they give them the ability to watch those events. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They want nothing at all to do with it. And it is just absolutely absurd. I don't understand why. Only thing I can think is that they think that they are entitled to their freedoms and they are deserving of your sacrifice as a veteran. A little message to the people who do think that. You're not. If you think you are, you go over there and get shot at. Maybe that will help you appreciate what they do. And if you're not willing to do it, then shut up. It's time that we treat them with the respect that they deserve and like heroes, because that's what they are. A sport athlete is, yes, they are people that we can look up to, hopefully. Some of them aren't, some of them are. But they are not heroes. It's sad. Now on to Fort Hood. Another really sad note is the Fort Hood shooting, obviously, that happened not long ago. The second one now. First one was in 2009. This one we're not sure what was the cause, other than the fact that he was going through treatment for mental health issues. And we do know that an altercation happened with another, with a fellow, with a friend. So, we you never know what goes through some people's heads. Not entirely sure that it's not a terrorist plot. Probably isn't. I wouldn't say it is, but I also wouldn't say it isn't. You never know. But this is also sad. It brings up another issue, which is the fact that military men and women are not allowed to carry guns on bases. They're personal weapons. And the only time they are allowed to have a weapon at all is when they are on duty, such as MPs and things like that. So they're not able nor allowed to protect themselves, which is sad. But also, this opens up a huge gap in security. That means the only security that you have is some MPs, which do a fabulous job, by the way, but that's putting an awful huge load on those people. But if you have a whole base carrying guns, that one person that has some ill intent ain't going to make it very far. He's not going to make it very far before somebody drops him. Instead of 5 or 8 people being dead and wounded, you'd have 1, maybe 2. That one of those 2 people, or the only person that got hurt or killed, is the person who's trying to do the harm in the first place. How do we fix this issue? We let the people have guns on the bases again. Now, the fact that people aren't allowed to have weapons on the base again was something that Bill Clinton did in 1992, when he was basically doing what Obama's doing now with the military, making it a social experiment. That's when Bill Clinton came up with the idea of don't ask, don't tell, not allowed to have guns on bases, the assault weapons ban for the general public. And Obama, when he came into office, he upheld those laws. They had a sunset clause on them, but he upheld them and he signed them back into action. Now, there is one thing that could change all this, and that is to let them have guns again. Now, there's a lot of processes that have to happen to make that happen. It has to go through, oh good Lord, Congress, the House, the President, which at this time would be very difficult. But we have to do something. This is the 3rd base shooting in the past roughly 4 years. What kind of security do these people have? We have police. We have the military. But they are the military. They don't have that protection. They're alone. Except for, again, some MPs. We have to help them. 100%. They have to be able to carry weapons again. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Again, I am Dylan Atkins, and this is Dylan Atkins We Can Save America. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your feedback. You can send me an email at dylanforamerica@gmail.com. Just so you know, my name is spelled Dillon. So that's dylanforamerica@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.